Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. I call this meeting to order. Technology Committee, Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, 11, exactly 11:12 a.m. Our Development Committee ran over time, the committee before this, so we do apologize for any inconvenience. Can we get a roll call, please?
Covert.
Here.
Berlin.
Here.
Chaplin.
Here.
Childress.
Yes.
Eckhoff.
Here.
Galassi.
Here.
Henry.
Here.
Kazmarek.
Here.
Lucas.
Here.
Rutledge.
Here.
White.
Here.
You. You have a form?
Very good. For chair's remarks this morning, I would like to encourage everyone to complete the annual DuPage County Awareness and Usage AI Survey. It's designed to be quick and easy, taking only a couple of minutes of your time. A message with a link to the survey and further details was sent by Anthony McPherson on Thursday, March 27th. I would appreciate your participation. Your feedback is important to us. It will help us gauge your process and steer us in the right direction for implementing and using AI technologies here at DuPage County. Our IT department's web services team and the 18th Judicial Circuit Court were named Smart Cities Awards finalists for the FBCC Domestic Violence QR Code Project, which occurred last month. Although they were not named the winners of the award this year, their resilience and hard work are truly inspiring. We would like to thank them again for their dedication to the project and for being named a finalist in the Smart Cities Award this year. That's still an achievement, and I am one. And moving on, do we have public comment?
No.
No public comment? All right, moving on to approval of minutes, I entertain a motion to approve 250862, approval of minutes for the technology.
So moved.
Regular
Second.
meeting Tuesday, March 18, 2025. We have a motion and a second. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, that can I have a roll call? I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to resolutions, I entertain a motion on TER 1-25, revision to the Technology Resources Acceptable Use Policy.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Anthony McPherson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So if you don't mind, I am going to share the screen so that the committee can take a look. So I want to give the committee Okay. Wanted to give the committee some background on this one to let you know exactly what we're doing and why we're doing. For those of you who don't know what acceptable use policy is, it's essentially guidance to all of our technology users, specifically employees within DuPage County, on how to use technology throughout DuPage County. That simple. So here are the rules, here are how to use it, here's how not to use it, as well as our acceptable use policies throughout. So if you look at the benefits, it helps us basically stay secure as an organization and ensure that we minimize our legal risks. It sets clear expectations about, what technology to use, what not to use, and how to use it. Helps prevent misuse of technology so that people aren't using it for their own personal reasons, for second employment reasons, for checking in on their children, things of that nature. But it highlights that, and then it promotes a safe and productive digital environment for us all, so that we can use it for what its true intentions are, which is to support us in our daily activities. So what are we asking from you? Simply approval for us to implement the revised version of the acceptable use policy. Believe it or not, we have not updated our AUP since 2012. So 13 years. We tried, but we have not been successful. So we're hoping to be successful now. What are we going to change? So not a lot. A lot of what we created in 2012 still applies. The general concepts of how to use technology, when to use it, what to use. But we're going to remove things like we have volunteers in there. It doesn't really apply to volunteers. It applies to employees. We added collective bargaining agreement language, worked with HR to update that language and make sure that it adheres to the current agreements that are in place. We updated and modernized the technical language throughout. AI wasn't around, things like that, cybersecurity. So we've updated and added those terms in there. And then we replaced suggestive language with very direct language. There was a lot of shoulds in there, and we have wills. There are things we need you to do that you must do in there, so we updated the language. And then we added a new requirement, requesting that anyone that sees an incident, either they think they may have clicked on something wrong, to report it. We can't address it unless we know what it is, and so we need for all users to be proactive and keeping us all safe throughout the county. So that's a summary of what the AUP is all about. We've done all those updates. We've worked with the state's attorney's office. We've worked with HR and of course, all of our IT people. Want to give a quick shout out to Michelle Amonte, our cybersecurity engineer, and Joe Hamlin, our manager of network systems. They are the two who were the primary owners of this document and work with all of the different groups to update the language in the document. So thank you both. That's it.
Thank you, Anthony. Yes, member
Could you
Dessert.
just go back one slide? I want
Sure.
to see the slide previous.
All right. And Anthony, did we email this out to him?
No, I'll email it out afterwards. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Remember, sorry, I'll send it to you directly.
Okay, I
Yeah.
appreciate
No,
that. I'm not on
I'll-
the committee, so I assume
Oh,
that's why.
I'll make sure I include you
Thank you.
when I send it out.
Any questions? Yes.
Just, the clerk's office would like to abstain from voting on this. I don't care if it's noted for the record or as a roll call vote, just wanted to make that request.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, moving on to procurement
Yes, I'll
requisition.
take a vote.
Oh, all right. All in favor? Moving on to procurement requisition. I entertain a motion to move on TECO 3-25, amendment to the county contract issued to Dell Inc. for a Microsoft Enterprise Agreement for all Microsoft software and Azure cloud services for GIS and information technology to increase the encumbrance by $7,470, resulting in an amended contract total of $3,857,514.05, an increase of 0.19%. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Okay, all in favor? Did you want to ask?
Just really quickly, just wanted the committee to be aware of, this addition is from now through the end of the year. It's going to be a little more next year. These are for Copilot AI licenses, so that you all know that we are testing out AI and we have to buy the licenses. It supports a small group of IT folks, but we also purchased a few more so that we can have users also test out the technology. So before we go out and buy it for all, because it's expensive, we want a small subset of people to test it out, make sure there's value there before we move forward with the actual purchase.
What does it really do? Except getting that screening that I want.
So it automates a lot of manual processes. It allows for us to, it does stuff in terms of processes much faster than humans can. So it can access information, it can go to data sets, get you information much faster. So overall, what I think AI will do initially is make us more productive, because it'll give us answers faster and more accurately than we can do ourselves. So we make a lot of mistakes. Technology does in some cases, but if you train it, give it the right data, it actually is very, very accurate.
And this is one that ties into Office M365, so it, you can automate pulling information from emails and put that into notes or create presentations and that, so.
I brought something on software. It was Adobe, and on the Adobe, it had on the side, an AI connection to check if you want to use AI.
Yeah, most software will have that
We're
function.
having it now.
Yep, most software moving forward. Most software publishers are actually figuring out ways to integrate it into their existing systems or make a connection, like a connector like that one. AI is around, it's not gonna go away.
Yeah, you can always see where the connection is.
So Anthony, do we have procedures in place to keep county-specific data from being included in the AI's learning database?
We do. So one of the things that we're trying to do with Copilot and any AI tool that we decide to select is to manage the solution, create it ourselves. So there's a software called Copilot. Joe, help me, what's the name of the software that we're trying to buy so that we can manage it ourselves?
As far as.
Studio, Copilot Studio. So Copilot Studio will actually allow us to train the AI to only look at our sources of data, so that it's correct. And then it will be captured, within DuPage County and not go outside of DuPage County. So it's whatever rules we put within the actual studio is what controls it.
And the current 0365 and 365 data loss, DLP data loss prevention policies will carry over to Copilot as well. So like, currently we have things that block like people from sending social security numbers via email and things like that. It's the same idea. You won't be able to publish the Copilot if they're found.
So currently, something like Copilot is not enabled when we use Excel or Word.
It's not.
But if it were to be enabled, we were to draft an internal memo that contained for PII or something like that. Presumably you're going to come up with protocols, otherwise.
That's absolutely true. So we'll have specific acceptable use policies for AI that says you can. I think we do have some that are already in place that basically says that you can do it. But the technology that Joe's referring to can also help us.
So I fully understand and support the policy says that you can't do it. Yet if you're drafting an internal memo using Word or Excel with the intention that it not outside the office, if Gemini, and if Copilot gets to it, then how do we follow the policy? And that's.
Yeah, how do,
Yeah, and that's where the DLP, Microsoft Purview actually sees the data's going through, will catch anything that's PII or any other sensitive
Right now,
information, prevent it from going.
Yeah. Right now, I'm not as concerned because we don't enable it, but once it's enabled,
yeah.
if I type an internal memo with PII in it,
But if you type
Copilot
in,
has access to it.
yeah, but if you, both Richard and Joe just said that with this tool, it'll capture that stuff, right?
I don't
So-
expect an answer today. It's just.
The only issue is if you save it, right, and take it off, we can't prevent that from happening. So we may have to come up with a solution for that, maybe if they save it to a USB drive or something like that. We're thinking through all of that. So as a reminder, just want to remind everybody, we have an AI task force. They think through all those things. They're testing things out. One of the main reasons for us getting these Copilot licenses is to test all of that. So we can develop better processes and procedures and policies that support how we should move forward with AI.
I'm just saying, wait, this is an issue.
It is. It is.
So we're taking slow steps.
Slow steps. We're taking baby steps.
That's where we
All right.
can't avoid it. I mean,
No.
so, yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you. So this, you did vote on this. So moving on to travel requests, I entertain a motion on 25-0812. Authorization for an IT staff member to attend Tyler Connect 2025 conference in San Antonio, Texas from May 11, 2025 through May 14, 2025. Travel to include hotel mileage per diem for an estimated cost of $3,204. Are there any questions or we have a motion and a second? Do we have any questions or discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Moving on to informational items, I entertain a motion to receive and place on file JPSR 5-25.
So
Resolution to rescind JPSP 3924. Second, issue for video and sound service and provide maintenance and repair of the campus security system as needed for the county campus. Contract total amount of $301,582. A motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Okay, moving on to IT project updates. Anthony.
Thank you very much. On screen. So as you guys know, quarterly, I try to give updates on where we are with major IT initiatives throughout DuPage County. So I am going to give you an update on where we are in April of 2025. So first one, just want to give you a general update on where we are with the ERP system. Number one, I want to thank specifically the HR department along with the project managers who work in various different teams, including IT and finance and some others, for all the hard work they've done to kind of move this project along. We've made a tremendous amount of progress, but there's still room for growth and still some challenges that we have to overcome. So we are not quite where we need to be. I hope in the next project update, I'll have a more substantial update for you. There are some challenges that I can't share from a confidentiality and privacy perspective. I can't share in this meeting, but if there are any committee members who'd like to hear about that, let me know and I'll either share that with you directly. We can sit down and have a call to go over it. Just know that we are working directly with both the implementation partner on Actuate and the software company Dayforce to try to address those issues as quickly as possible and move it forward and implement the best solution possible. Nick Hotmeyer, who's our executive sponsor, has given us the direction that we don't move forward unless it is almost as close to perfect as possible, and that's where we're trying to get. So more to come. Sorry, don't have more specifics, and I'm hoping in the next update I can give you more specifics about where we stand.
Just, would July 1st then be the next theoretically possible? We're still moving like a quarter back at a
Correct.
time?
Yeah, every quarter. So if we don't hit a quarter, we have to go another quarter. You're absolutely right. April 1st was the original date, and we're not there, and July 1st is the next day that we're looking at. So, but no dates we're looking at right now. We're looking at making sure.
It's either
we
July
address
1st or the next quarter, or
Yeah.
the next quarter. Those are the-
Until we address everything.
Right, any
All
more
right.
questions?
Oh, I have a few
yes,
more. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So second one is mainframe shutdown. You guys heard a lot about that one. We are in great shape. We're working with the sheriff's office to complete the implementation of the new warrants application. Originally, they had hoped to go live in January. Didn't work out. There were some challenges between working with the state and some other challenges they faced. They are now projecting a June go live. So we hope to have all applications off of the mainframe by then and to reduce costs. I just want you all to be really aware of the watch items, which is one application on the system. So we have to address that, but also the cost. So I promise you guys that there will be some savings this year. Probably won't now because we still have an application running on the system. Hopefully by June, it'll be off, and then in 2026, those costs go away. So anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000 worth of annual maintenance that's associated with the mainframe goes away. Want people to just be aware that that is a big risk for us. And we would have to work with the sheriff's office and the budget department to determine where those costs should fall if it goes past that time period, right? So FYI. All right, and then really quickly, I want to highlight these quick things. Kudos to the ERP support team. They completed the upgrade of the Mingo portal. For those of you who don't know, Mingo, it essentially is a portal that allows for users to access different functionality within Infor in one space. So we upgraded that, which has given them a little more functionality and a better access to Infor applications. On the progress of upgrading MHC, MHC has caused us some problems in the past with stability. We have done other things to improve the MHC environment, and we believe that the Image Express server upgrade will make it even more stable. That is currently projected to be completed sometime in May. PRMS MFR OCR 10 upgrade is in progress. That is upgrading the existing police records management system to the newer platform, 2 new applications that should improve functionality and reporting for police agencies. So we're still on track and looking good there. PRMS RFP, at the same time, we are looking for the best solution for a consortium of 31 police agencies. We're currently on the Hexagon, RMS application. One of, probably a global leader in RMS. But it has an older look and feel. So the police agencies are interested in looking at something newer. This will at least allow us to see what's out there, compare apples to apples, and compare pros and cons to all of the different applications that are out there. And our goal is to have the consortium make a selection at the very end that they all can live with and move forward with, right? The ultimate goal of the consortium is to have police agencies within DuPage County work together and share information quickly. By ensuring that we are a consortium, that happens. When we start to have them break apart, then you lose the ability for them to share information quickly because they have to go through other processes to get important police information. So ultimate goal here is to keep the consortium together, pick a application that they really want to move forward with in the future. So that's in progress, and that is on schedule for us to make a selection by the end of this year. And then operational excellence, I won't focus on that one. That's improving areas in IT. And then the FOIA request too, we've talked about a few different times. I think in our next quarterly meeting, we should have a substantial update on that one. We've done some pre-work again in the background just to really assess where we are with the tools that we wanted to implement. Looked at other tools, reached out to other counties to see what they use to manage their FOIA requests, and did a really good assessment of what's out there, what works, what doesn't work. And I think we found a solution that may make sense, and we'll have more information in our next meeting. We'll share with you if we decide to move forward. And then last but not least is municipal roundtable. Things are going great. These are just some things that we talked about. If any of you guys are interested in looking at the Gardner presentation, I think that was one of the best ones that we've had. Basically, there are subject matter experts that gave us a recommendation on what they think is going to happen at the federal level over the next 4 years that may impact technology grants, technology support, and technology programs. So the municipalities and also counties now have a good idea of what to look out for, what may go away, what may stay, what may change.
Is that a presentation you said you could distribute?
I can share, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send out and distribute it to you, yeah. So, but they did a very good job of summarizing. Again, the disclaimer from Gardner is that this is what they predict. They don't know for sure, right? They don't have enough information, but they think that these things will be impacted. And some things will, some things won't. And then we talked with the statewide CISO, that's the Information Security Officer. Good thing about this one, I think, specifically that some of our board members would be aware of, is that in the past, we had a hard time getting support directly from the state when it came to cybersecurity. We now have a CISO, Jason Bowen, who came, met with everyone, and he is basically opened up the channels to meet with us more, to come talk to municipalities and counties directly, to give us resources if they're available, to make sure that we're aware of them, A, and B, work with us to make sure that we take advantage of them. So I think that was a great thing, and the municipalities seem to be very happy about it. And then we talked about the DLJ new rule on accessibility. We are moving forward with that. We're going to make sure that our website is fully accessible, that all third-party applications and PDFs or any other documents are fully accessible to anybody who goes to our website, and we're on track for completing that. Next meeting is Thursday, May 1st. You're all welcome to participate. We have in-person meetings, which we encourage. It just facilitates better collaboration, but we also have a virtual option. So if anybody just wants to listen in, you're more than welcome to do so. That's it for IT projects.
Oh, thank you. I had a quick question. When is the timeframe for the request AI tool?
So by the end of this year, so calendar year is what we're doing. It's not a priority. We have a process in place. We have something in place. It will improve how they come in, how we manage them, and how they're reviewed before they go out, and then how we report on them. So we want to improve that entire process, but it's not a top priority. So,
Awesome. Are there any questions? All right, any old business? All right, I just want to remind everybody to raise their hands, so I could call on you to, identify you for the record. So just a friendly reminder. That's all I have. Any new business? All right. And well, I guess seeing no old business or new business, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. Okay, any second, all in favor?
How's it going down there?
Okay, how's it going?